angry guy here, and a married woman is warning modern women that men can easily replace them. Let's just go ahead and jump right into this comment. So, this actually comes from Jill Stark. She says, humility is the key. Be kind, genuine, and stop being fake, ladies. As a 48-year-old woman with a great man, I respect him. Let him lead the family. If he is mad, help him. If he is sad, help him. Do your part. I find that quite interesting. There are no free rides. And she is so right on that one. There are amazing men out there, poor and rich, and you aren't that special. Ladies, trust me. I've had to learn the hard way in my 20s. Respect is earned. And I find that so impressive. Thank you for that comment, Jill. You know, a lot of women, they seem to think that they are entitled to a man's value. They seem to believe that they are irreplaceable, that a man cannot live without them, and that men around them have to accept them because they have no other choices. In reality, women in Western society have become this hive mind of toxicity that they believe that men have no other options other than to accept and embrace toxic behavior, when in reality, they can step outside of Western society, go overseas, and find a woman with traditional values. And when I say go overseas, I don't mean they have to go very far. They can go to the Caribbean. They can go to South America. They can go just a short distance, just a plane ride away to the Dominican Republic, to Costa Rica, to so many other countries, and find a woman who is fit, feminine, friendly, was raised to be a wife and a mother, and is more than happy to serve her man. It is quite intriguing. I've said this already, and I will say it again, that we are now in the normalization phase, where it will become normal for men to go overseas and find a partner overseas if that's what they want. If they want a relationship, they will go overseas to find a relationship. They will go overseas to date. They won't do that in Western society anymore. Women will no longer have access to these men. Men who are highly educated, men who are highly motivated, men who are dedicated, men with self-respect, men that know their worth. They won't have access to these men anymore. And let me tell you something about simps. There's a big correlation between being a simp and not having your stuff together. Because a lot of simps, a lot of men who are simps, don't have a lot of money. There was a guy that used to be in the Migglypuff community, and he said this years ago when it came to modern women. He said that these simps, these guys that are doing these things, they don't have that kind of money to support a woman when times get hard. They cannot be her come up. They're not plan B guys. Because plan B guys are waking up and walking away. And I've said a lot of you guys are not plan B, you are plan C. Plan B guys are the millionaires. The women today are saying that they want a guy who's at least 6 feet tall, has a six-pack, and makes at least 6 figures, above 6 figures. They want millionaires. Okay? Those are the plan B guys. Those are not the guys that they love. Those are not the Chads. All right? Guys that are good looking, have lots of money, have lots of status, and that are physically fit. Those are plan B guys. The guys that they actually love and want to be intimate with, those are plan S guys. Guys who aren't doing a darn thing for them. They're not buying them anything. They're not doing anything special for them. They are just attracted to these guys because of the toxicity of a lot of these guys and the way that these guys look. Those are the guys that they actually love, not the guys who care for them, but often the guys who care the least about them. This is the mindset of the modern woman. If modern women are left to their own devices, as you've seen with so many of these videos I've put out with about homeless women, they will end up putting themselves in situations that they cannot pull themselves out of. Modern women are not acting in their own best interest, and you can see that because they believe psychologically that they will be bailed out of every bad decision that they make, because that's how they are treated in life. And as a result of that, they do not have to operate responsibly. And they will always blame someone else for poor decisions that they make. They will not take responsibility, even when it is a life or delete situation. They will blame someone else for the decisions and the choices that they make and say that they had no choice in the matter. Because they are raised being told that they are special, their presence is enough. And when men are, by the time a guy is like 16 or 17, he learns very quickly that he will be held accountable for everything. And that's why young men have to grow up into men very quickly. But with women, they don't go through that shift. And that's why even in their 60s, they're saying things like what they say about, men not wanting to date older women is not true. Women in their 70s are dating billionaires. I mean, name these women. Please name these women that are in their 70s that are dating billionaires. Just to be clear, Lauren Sanchez, who's dating Jeff Bezos, I said Steve like Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, she is an exception, not a standard. Keep in mind, Jeff Bezos already has his kids. He's already had his children. Okay? He's already done these things. She's already had her children. So right now, what he's looking for is just fun. He's in a stage of lust. Another problem with Jeff is the fact that because he was married for so long, Jeff is also, he's not developed. He does not understand female nature. He doesn't understand it. So that's why that's why he's fallen into the situation. Because he worked on himself, he worked on his finances, but he did not work properly on relationships. And that's not entirely his fault. He's been married for a very long time. But as a result of that, it's very easy for someone to come along and pick something off him. These women, him and her, they're not going to be together forever. All right? If you look at the way that she dresses, that she carries herself, right now it's all about lust. The moment that they get married, she is going to change on him in a heartbeat. He is going to see the jealousy come out of her. And when they end up in divorce court, she's going to want at least $1 billion. Her brother literally betrayed him and put out an article on him with all these false accusations. And, his way of getting back at him was filing lawsuits. And guys, he still didn't learn his lesson. This is what her brother did to you. And you think that his sister is any better? Now he's engaged to her? Come on, guys. Come on. But men that have had experience, men who've had to work hard for their wealth, right? They were not married. They had to spend decades building their wealth, their resources themselves, working on their bodies, their minds, everything to develop a full package just so someone would glance in their direction. They don't care. They're not worried about a woman glancing in their direction because they already know they're valuable. And it's the moment that they step foot outside of Western society, women all over the world are screaming for them, and they are attracted to them, genuinely attracted to them. These black guys, for example, that are going to other countries, some of them are complaining about it. The fact that when they go to they go to Ireland, they go to a lot of these Eastern European countries, they're seen as a fetish there. These women, it's not that they love them. I mean, they can find a woman who loves them, but the women in these countries, they really just they're lusting after these black men. Lusting. There's a video I have of a woman from Ireland, and she basically talks about how, black men are so desirable in her country because there's not a lot of them there. And the interviewer is a very dark-skinned black guy, and she goes, so when I see someone like you, I'm like, yes, man. Go where you're appreciated. Go where you are celebrated. But in Western society, women are chasing after just one kind of man. Women don't like 95% of men. They don't find 95% of men as attractive. All right? Some of the most handsome men on the planet are being rejected by women because they are not enough. They're literally targeting now the top 10% of the top 1% of men in Western society, which means that they don't like most men. It's so bad that when you look at the statistics and you try to research how many of these actual guys that exist based on the characteristics and the characteristics that a woman is looking for in a man, you'll quickly discover this guy does not statistically exist. There is no guy in Western society that has these traits. And when you tell that to a woman, she'll go, I don't care, and act like she's going to get that anyway. I'm going to get it anyway. Bro, this doesn't exist statistically. She doesn't care at all. All the videos I show you of these women who are in the streets, they constantly say that the streets were just calling out to them. And they have their parents, but a lot of them are hiding from their parents. They're hiding from mommy. They're hiding from daddy. Because mommy and daddy don't want them on the streets, and they're hiding from them. Because if they go to mommy and daddy is going to say, okay, yeah, no more streets for you. No more streets for you. And if you keep this up, we're going to admit you to some place where you cannot leave. So they don't want to go around mommy and daddy. They would rather go to jail or prison than go around mommy or daddy because mommy and daddy won't tolerate it. This is what's going on with them in Western society. And it's absolutely ridiculous. By the way, guys, if there's a video topic you would like me to cover, you can submit a request for your topic for a video, and you can see the description below to do that. And if you want to do that, my email address is angrymgtow@gmail.com. But go ahead and see the description of the video if you want to do that. What do you think regarding this, guys? A married woman has warned. Married women are warning modern women that men can easily replace them. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about them there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.